conference, unchanged passion. Sit back and enjoy this.
It's one of them games.
Texas got that #1 spot.
The Texas Longhorns are dominating.
Touchdown, Texas!
That was awesome. This our town, baby.
But these dogs, they barking in your yard.
This thing right here was built for this. You gonna take what belongs to you.
Unlock the doors. He's going to the house. Georgia strikes quickly.
It's time to fly or fall. This is for SEC dominance.
You're held to that standard. You understand me?
So let's make it live and let the whole stadium fly.
Man, there's a huge buzz in this city. Formula One tomorrow, but tonight, the Longhorns and the Bulldogs. Another one of these mid-season heavyweight collisions in the SEC. Thanks, Katie, that offensive line, though, still a little bit patchwork. They'll be tested by this Texas front. Sarkisian, unlike the last game, won the toss and deferred. So we'll see Carson Beck. And fast starts, Katie mentioned it, has not been the trademark at all of this Georgia offense this season.
No, not at all. And I don't know, it's been a big emphasis. You just heard Kirby talk about it. They get the ball, and I love what he said. So they've been a pass-first offense, which is good because Carson Beck can spin it. But they need more balance tonight, if anything, just to help the offensive line and pass protection.
This crowd can make it tough. This is a lot different than it used to be for Texas home games. Anthony Evans back in his home state, set to receive the kickoff of Will Stone. And the lefty pounds a line drive through the end zone. Longhorns allowing just 6 points per game and under 300 yards total offense to opponents. But by far their biggest test. Throwing first down, it's a slant, low ball, incomplete. Tried to get Dylan Bell. Simmons has been spectacular.
Wow.
4 sacks already. Texas just a 3-man rush, so Beck has time to scan the field. It's over the middle, and it's incomplete. A little bit behind Bell, targeting him again, and very quickly it's going to be 3rd and 10.
Boy.
They struggled a lot on 3rd down so far this season. Texas doesn't bring pressure. Ball quickly to Etienne in space. He's got some work to do. Makes a couple men miss, but he's not going to get there. Stopped across the 30 by Anthony Hill and Jahdae Barron, and the Dogs go 3 and out.
Yeah, safe call here early in this game with the crowd really into it. Just get the screen, see if Etienne can get behind a couple linemen. Texas, good job of rallying to that football. Defense does their job here on the first possession with the 3 and out. Yeah.
Ewers looking to throw and delivers a strike. Stretching near the first down marker is Jonte Cook. Check it, it's Isaiah Bond.
It's our impact players. Ryan Wingo, the true freshman, is electrifying after the catch. How about Weisner last week in the Red River rivalry? Keep an eye on him. Michael Williams getting healthier and healthier. 13. And Malachi Starks will line up everywhere with his versatility.
Fake it to Weisner, flip it in the flat. That's Gunnar Helm, the tight end, has become a downfield weapon. Short gain there for a first down, knocked down by Everett. And Travian Weisner tries to get the edge, gets a nice block from Davis, the tight end, and he's got 7 or 8 in the first down before Jalen Walker knocked him down. We're still on the Sarkisian script at this point.
Yeah, they're watch the receiver here go inside. Watch how the corner follows him, playing man, and so now you're able to get to the edge a lot easier. Got a blocker out there in front with Juan Davis.
Weisner off a 100-yard game against the Sooners. He's been on fire the last 6 quarters, over 200 yards rushing. He goes in motion. Ewers pitches to the far side, and that's Ryan Wingo, the electric true freshman receiver, but he stopped right there by Starks. 50%, but 3rd and 9 against this aggressive Dogs defense. They don't bring pressure, so Ewers has time, not really a runner, and he has to fire it to the ground. There was nobody open, and Jalen Walker was closing down on him, and the Dogs defense gets off the field.
Yeah, Chris, you're right. They rush three. They play man-to-man, and Walker, who a lot of times will be out on the edge, he just looks in the backfield. See the three, see the man-to-man. Nobody's open. Great coverage, and then he's there to clean it up. Ewers can just throw it away.
Ian Ratliff, who's been filling in for the injured punter Michael Kern, punted for the first time in his college career against Oklahoma, using a lot of the play clock. We fake it to Etienne and Beck over the middle, and it's intercepted. Andrew Mukuba went up high, and again, Beck throws it to the wrong team early in the game and sets up Texas in plus territory.
Boy, what a bull rush right in front of Carson Beck, and I don't know if it impacted him. Really good job of feeling this. Right here, you'll see him come up and then get his eyes back and get in position, but watch the right tackle. Watch this bull rush right here. Trey Moore just throws the big tackle into the backfield. That's trust. But what an incredible read and feel there to come up with that interception, give their offense football in plus territory.
Transfer from Clemson. He's new to this team, but he's very experienced, very savvy. And Texas set up at the Georgia 42. It's a reverse and a flea flicker. Ewers checks it down. It's dropped by Wisner. After all that, the easy part was to make the catch, and he had plenty of room. And a check down. Wisner this time makes the catch. It's so characteristic of Sark, isn't it? Big shot after a takeaway, immediately aggressive against a sudden change defense, and they had him fooled.
Yeah, but I think you're right. Georgia took away the deep shot. They were able to check it down. I think Georgia right now, they're saying, listen, we're going to keep a lid on the top of this defense. We're not giving up explosives.
Kel Williams slowly getting healthy, Kirk. He can come in on pass rushing downs, and he is elite in that department. You have to account for number 13. Pressure comes. It's picked up. Pitch to the near side, and it's incomplete. Tried to find DeAndre Moore on a crossing route. Starks in coverage, and after the turnover, Georgia's defense rises up and forces a punt.
What a luxury to have a guy like Malachi Starks. He has the athletic ability and feel to be able to sit back as a safety. You can move him up on third down, put him over a slot receiver. He has man-to-man coverage skills. We've seen him in that secondary for 3 years. Really the leader back there again this year for Georgia.
So the Dogs, after a 3 and out and then an interception, try to get something going on their third possession. Etienne bounces it to the edge, and stiff arm earns about 6 or 7 before Gilboa forced him out. No surprise, Mike Bobo wants to get Etienne at least 15 touches if he can. Another touch in the running game, and he's free. Trevor Etienne finds a crease and barrels after the 45, picked up 17. Georgia establishing the run early, something they have not done very often this season. Beck, pump fake, and a long looping throw, and the catch is made on the far side by Lawson Lucky, the tight end. 21 more yards. Nobody has scored a touchdown on Texas in the first quarter. They've only surrendered 3 points all season in the first. Back on 2nd and 9. Across the middle, and another interception. Going down low to make the play is Bear. Now they're saying incomplete. Didn't quite have control before it hit the carpet there, but an off-target throw again.
Yeah, Carson Beck just not quite on the same page with Humphreys, his wide receiver. And the ball hits the ground. Humphreys actually worked to the inside instead of working to the outside after he got to the top of his route. Beck was expecting him to move to his left. Instead, he went inside to his right, and that's why he almost came up with that pick.
So Beck 2 for 6, needs 9 on this third down. Across the middle, Etienne is able to score free, and he's got a first down at the Texas 20. So effective as a receiver. Beck from the pocket, which is collapsing, throws it short. And the catch is made for a loss by Anthony Evans. Baron Sorrell took time away from him. Pass Jones to the right of back. See if Texas brings pressure. Now they rush for ball out quickly, and it's juggled and intercepted. Jahdae Barron got it. It hit the hands of Lawson Lucky, and a second turnover here in the first quarter.
How important, game of inches, is accuracy from that quarterback spot. I mean, Carson Beck's an outstanding quarterback. He's one of the most accurate. This ball is just a little bit high, and by throwing it a little bit high, it goes off the hands of Lucky right there. If that ball's down about 6 inches, ball's caught, it's a first down. He has to reach for it. Ball goes up into the air, and another interception in the first half. Expectations and trying to prove that you're this guy everybody's talking about of being one of the top picks in the draft. You just got to let the game come to him.
Ewers, downfield shot, and coming back to try to make the play is Wingo, interfered with by Dalen Everett. Got to respect the speed of number 5. He's a track guy.
Well, and I think what happens here is, Sark's going to take shots against these corners because of what he saw against Alabama.
Pass interference. Defense, number 6. 15-yard penalty.
If you can get these corners isolated, the safety that time came down thinking it would be a quick pass because they were pinned so close to their own end zones. It's the time to take a shot. Fleet-footed freshman Wingo lined up one-on-one against Everett. You like your chances there. Really taking control of that running back spot now.
Georgia all over him that time. Warren Brinson, the 310-pound senior, smothered him. He's back healthy now, and it makes a difference for that Georgia defense.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, that was the concern with the injuries that they had, everything that they sustained early in that game against Clemson. Their defensive line didn't have the depth. And not only do you now have the depth, you got difference makers like Brinson. We've already seen him show up twice against the run game.
Jaden Blue is the running back. Longhorns looking for their first third down conversion of the night. And he's smacked. Ewers has pounded. The ball comes out. Still rolling around. Still up for grabs. And it looks like Georgia has recovered at the 12. Ewers got blasted. Dalen Everett recovers the fumble. After knocking it loose, and then there was a scramble, about 4 or 5 guys had a chance, but Georgia creates a takeaway.
Now, this is the most important thing. Anytime you do this, you bring this blitz, you got to disguise it and come late. See, the back stepped up with the pressure coming from the middle, and this time the pressure from the outside gets home. The quarterback Ewers never felt it because it came so late. He never had a chance to see it out of the corner of his eye. You said, Chris, the ball's bouncing all over the place. And finally, Everett, who caused the fumble, actually ends up getting on top of it. And boy, the Bulldogs are in great position now.
Ewers has had really good protection so far this season, but a different deal against the Dogs. So Georgia, silver platter here. It's Dylan Bell, the tight end, who takes the handoff and gets around the right edge, picks up about 5.
But Bell, what a weapon he can be. I remember last year with some of the injuries they had in that backfield. He's a receiver, but took some carries last year as a back, so they have a lot of confidence of getting him touches. Remember, we know about ETN. They want to find guys who can be difference makers, especially in this low red area for Kirby and for this offense. Carson Beck, after throwing the pick, a chance to get that behind him, try to put 6 points on the board.
ETN far to the right. On 2nd and 5, ETN's got the ball, gets a quick block, and Trevor knocked down near that marker at the 3 by LaFau. Say he's getting his touches tonight. 3 runs, 3 catches, and 1st and goal in the final 30 seconds of this first quarter.
He's going to get at least 20 tonight.
Shift around, 2 tight ends to the right. Fake it to ETN. Beck looking to throw for it, and incomplete. That was Lucky down there near the goal line.
Good job there by Texas. It's like Jelani McDonald, 80 or 25, that instead of keeping his eyes in the backfield, he was in pretty good position. Still a ball that's in the hands. The progressive pylon cam shows you that. The knee would have been down if he held on to it. Probably would have been a bit short.
Man, Kirk, again, a Georgia receiver with a ball you have to catch in a game like this. Second and goal. Etienne on the toss. Gets into the end zone. Old school Georgia football. Trevor says, quiet down, crowd. Georgia on top of the short field, set up by Everett's forced fumble and fumble recovery, and the Dogs on top in Austin. Old Georgia fans love to see that toss sweep.
It starts with, remember, Beck throws the pick. Now you got Texas with an opportunity, third down. Great time to call this. They disguise it very, very well. And that ball bounced around forever until the man that caused it ends up coming up with the actual recovery. Here's a great block by the tight end, Delp, who opens this up. Crack toss right there on the edge. You get the big right tackle, 73, getting outside. Nice job sealing the edge. Georgia is on the board first here in Austin.
A lot of times offensive coordinators say, we got to get this guy more touches. No, they don't. But Mike Bobo has made good on his promise.
Oh, yeah.
To get Etienne heavily involved, and especially early in the game.
In a variety of ways. Move him around.
They've been throwing a lot to set up the run later in the game. It's tough to come out against the defense like this in this crowd and run it early. Matthew Golden has a crease. Look out. They're trying to run him down. Golden tight roping down the sidelines. Will finally step out, but there is a flag on the field way back at the Texas 20.
Holding during the return. Number 17 on the return team. That's a 10-yard penalty. It's first down. That is the end of the first quarter.
Georgia's defense, the story of the first 15 minutes in Austin. The takeaway that set up the Etienne touchdown, and Ewers and the Horns have not gotten going yet. Another look at the penalty here. Got his money's worth. Back after this message and a word from your local ABC station. You're watching the SEC on ABC.
And here's Roberson, 24, who clearly has a hold. I mean, there's your hold, right? But watch where the flag comes in. This guy's doesn't throw it. You see it come in right there? He lands at the 20. I don't know. What
a fan?
What did a crowd throw that? I don't even know where that came from.
There was no official, right? The angle suggests it came out of the stands.
No idea.
Ewers pitches it downfield. It's overthrown and caromed off the hands of Julian Humphrey. Isaiah Bond was deep. If you're going to throw a flag from the stands, we suggest you don't. But if you do, be correct. And there was a correct call on the hold.
Officials went through. It turns out there was a hold on the...
Bill Amanya says he's never seen that in his shitty career.
Never seen
Hey, I'll tell you this. I do think it came from the more forward official who threw it like a shotgun going way back there.
Yep, there he is.
Oh, you're right.
Boy, he must have put that Billy way up in the air. That's a good effort.
He finally spotted where it came
and he's
from.
sprinting the other direction.
Hey, we'll take all the help we can get.
Sign him up. What an athlete.
Meanwhile, Texas faces a 3rd and 7. Ewers from the end zone, still trying to buy time, stumbles forward and takes a sack. Jalen Walker, the elite pass rusher, got there, and this Texas offensive line has their hands full with the Dogs so far.
How about that? You don't have to blitz. You just bring 4, and this is their top pass rusher. Man, is it fun to watch him when he is on the edge of this defense. He's had to play off-ball linebacker because of the injury to Munden. This time one-on-one. That's first rounder against first rounder.
Exactly. That's big news because Kelvin Banks doesn't give up sacks.
Yeah, that's
once in his career, I think, coming into that. Wow.
What a win. Good coverage downfield to allow Walker to get home.
And Georgia trying to get great field position. Getting the punt off quickly is Ratliff. And taking it in Texas territory is Evans, who skips past one tackler, still running, and he'll be spun down inside the Longhorns 30. 19-yard return And Georgia already have 7. Again, with tremendous starting field position.
Something to remember as this game continues, Georgia's defense. We've talked a lot this year. Boy, they don't seem to be as disciplined. They don't seem to be lining up and doing the things we've seen Georgia defenses do in the past. How about this start in this first half? Their own offense with the 2 interceptions. You know how many points? Obviously none. They have stoned Texas defense, not just throughout this game, but after their own offense, putting them in tough spots. So the defense has arrived for the Dogs tonight.
Just outside the red zone here, this would be a huge win for Texas on defense to prevent a touchdown and force a field goal attempt here. Beck, this time he is pressured. It's picked up underneath. And the catch is made by Arian Smith. Big play weapon. It's a small game, but enough to move the sticks. Crowd taking making impacts here. Slant incomplete. Lovett was coming in the middle. I don't know if he felt some footsteps, didn't make the catch, and Texas is able to force a field goal attempt.
Well, it's because, I think he sees 88 Sorrell. Everyone's lined up. Look at everybody on the front, but watch as the ball is snapped, how he is expecting head on a swivel. He gets out there just enough to be able to get in the way of that throwing lane, and I think ultimately impact the accuracy of that throw. Pretty accurate throw. Maybe the receiver fell 88 getting into his face.
So Beck now holding for Peyton Woodring, who's missed only 1 all season, and that was from 55 yards at the end of the half against Mississippi State. This from 33, and he does get it inside that right upright. So Georgia given a gift there. Great field position off the return. Comes away with 3 and builds it to a 10-0 lead. And now Sarkisian and Quinn Ewers in this Texas offense will try to get going. They haven't so far.
You guys are talking about Texas's offensive line handling that pressure. I just saw their tackles, Kelvin Banks and Cameron Williams, having long conversations about hand placement. How are you handling this pressure? They're trying to help each other on the edges. They're getting a lot of different looks from Georgia up front, and they're having great communication to try to sort it out so they have some better success on the offensive line.
Not a group that's been puzzled very often, Holly. This is I think the best offensive line in the country, but they've struggled early on. They flip back the screen. It's incomplete. There was pressure there, but it was overthrown. Brinson was in the face of Ewers.
Well, we talked about this on College Game Day. Anytime a guard pulls around like this, that usually is an indicator for the linebacker to get out of there. Instead, they prepped this all week. They knew exactly what was coming. That guard pulled around, and you saw 5, Raylan Wilson, say, oh, I know what they're up to. They're going to throw this screen pass. Great position, great prep there by Georgia's defense.
Empty backfield. Let's see if the Dogs come after him on this 3rd and 6. They rush 4. Ewers intercepted. He threw it right to Dalen Everett, who's had a monster first half. Forced and recovered a fumble. Now has a pick.
Well, to Holly's point, it's not just the defensive front, Holly. It's the secondary. Look at this view. Anybody watching, when a corner turns his shoulders like that to a receiver, that's man-to-man. He gets out of man-to-man. Now he's in zone. Now he's reading the quarterback. He's not with that receiver. So he baits him. Great job of disguising, and it keeps his eyes on a quarterback, steps right in front of it. Salute to Glenn Schumann, the defensive coordinator, and Kirby Smart. But another great call. They're just one step ahead of Sark and Quinn Ewers in this first half. Georgia, after the throw by Beck, looked like, oh boy, what's wrong with Carson Beck? In these big games, is he pressing? Is he thinking too much? And his own defense with the Everett sack. Now another opportunity here with the interception.
3 straight drives beginning in Texas territory. They have run more plays in UT territory than their own so far tonight. This is the 18th. Baker to Etienne. Another throw to the edge. Cutting free. Love it. Knifes down into the red zone, and the Dogs are threatening again. 17 more.
Just by flashing this little fake handoff, watch what it does to this nickel. He hesitates. Now you got a little bit of room to make a move on him after the catch. So just a little flash in the backfield. You get it out to a quick receiver who's great after the catch. The nickelback was kind of frozen, respecting it, and now he's able to wiggle and get around him. Great play.
Smith and Lovett off to the left on first down. Etienne. Trevor Etienne barrels down, dives for the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia. It's all dogs in Austin so far.
What an effort here by Trevor Etienne. Great vision. Good job of bouncing it back. And then the effort at the end, I thought he might be down. Instead, he dives, gets the hand down, extends, and that is a touchdown for Georgia. What a play by the little number 1.
Second touchdown for Etienne. And these Texas fans and the head coach, too, stunned. They've been playing with the lead, blasting people early in football games. Now down 17, the longest deficit in 3 years. 2 Texas turnovers setting up both Etienne touchdowns.
Well, the right side of this offensive line, Truss, that Holly mentioned, moves down inside at right guard. Watched him with the blocking right here. This is a thing of beauty. Double team in the middle. Also the vision by Etienne. He bounces that back to the backside, into the traffic, and then extends, as we said, for that touchdown. Chris, right now, as you said, it's all Georgia.
Wow, it's a 17-point hole. Texas needs a spark. And they have not gotten anything going on the running game. Wisner dropped for a loss there. Aguero on the play.
Boy, Quinn Ewers off to a really slow start. You can see the deficit that they're facing. He's 5 of 11, 17 yards. An interception that cost him a touchdown to Georgia. Start searching right now. They're not able to run the football. Only 1 yard running the ball.
Second down behind the sticks, and that's another catch made and another loss. Aguero back-to-back tackles for loss. It'll be third and extra long.
And what's happening is the line of scrimmage is being dominated by Georgia. That's just 4 guys. Ball's got to get out. You're sitting back, able to see that. Playing man-to-man underneath. You got 2 safeties back. Hard to get the ball thrown downfield. Timing and rhythm is just off right now. And give Georgia all the credit.
Incredible job by this defense. They gave up a bunch of yards, not just to Alabama, but also Mississippi State. All-out blitz. Ewers cannot escape. They've got him again. Jalen Walker for a second time against this highly touted offensive line. Dogs are owning them right now.
This time, again, different looks, right? This time, they're going to bring 6 guys. Watch the back. Gets blown up, pushed on his back. That's Jaden Blue. That pocket just collapses right on top of Quinn Ewers. There's 11 again. How fired up is Jalen Walker leading this defense? He's like, they can't take me. Not tonight.
He's right. Not many people have been able to overwhelm this veteran Texas offensive line. Evans comes up with a short punt. Nice tackle made in space over there, but Georgia already up 17 will take over near midfield, just 36 yards on the boot. Just the 6th meeting here. The first 3 all noteworthy. Back to the 49 Orange Bowl. Tom Landry, his last game as a player, and then Darrell Royals' first game as the Texas head coach, a September meeting in 57, and Sir Francis Carthedge's first game as a player at Georgia, 1958. Last time they met, 18 season, 19 Sugar Bowl. Texas got him 28-21. That was the Texas back moment for Sam Ehlinger.
Yeah.
Well, Georgia's back if they ever win anywhere.
Right.
Again, tremendous starting field position. Total yards edge of 132 to 15. Back over the middle. Tried to find Lovett on the crosser. Misfired. Beck steps up. and checks it down. Pitch to the near side, and that's Anthony Evans still dancing free. Does get down. Makuba got him after a 9-yard gain right near the marker. Third down coming up.
He's close. Yeah, he's about a half yard, full yard short. So 3rd and 1. Here comes Georgia going fast. Texas got to get their call in and get down and get the cleats in the ground, get ready to go.
Etienne, first down and more. Trevor Etienne barrels forward down to the Texas 32. Got 14 more. What a first half for Etienne.
Yeah, what a first half for this offensive line. This is an offense that couldn't run the football that well. All we've heard about is how they're too one-dimensional. Don't tell this offensive line tonight. They've rotated some bodies on the right side, opening up holes and getting Etienne into space. He's averaging 10 yards a carry tonight.
The Dogs 3 of 6 on 3rd, and they've converted some 3rd and longs already. Pressure comes back. Moves sideways in the pocket, incomplete. Tried to press the ball down to Lovett, but Gilbo was in coverage, and it's 4th down.
Well, that time Texas brought 5. They got to try to create some one-on-one opportunities against that Georgia offensive line. Beck does a nice job stepping up, gets enough on that ball, actually gets into the hands of Lovett, just not able to hold on to that. Pretty good effort there by Beck to get enough on the football.
So Peyton Woodring will try it from 48 yards. He's within his range. This to make it 20-0. And he knocks it right through. So Kirby Smart would have loved to get 7 and really keep the haymakers coming. Instead, Texas now down 20 with 4:43 before the break.
This offense, again, if anybody can right this ship, it's Sark on the other side and try to figure this out with 4:43 to go. Again, this is an important opportunity, knowing that they do get the football to start the second half. He's looking at that play sheet, trying to figure out, okay, we're struggling up front, not protecting great, haven't been able to run the ball. Quinn is not feeling it at all. I'm not suggesting they go to Arch Manning. The only reason I would even bring that up, he was warming up during one of our breaks, is his mobility, his athletic ability to get away from some pressure.
In the studio, Kevin?
Chris, Capital One halftime report, minutes away. Dan Orlovsky, Booger McFarland, Kevin Nagandi here. This score, wow, 20-0. You've been talking about Georgia's defense all day. What do you see?
Georgia's defense felt disrespected, and they're dominating the line of scrimmage. Kirby has a game plan. Quinn Ewers is seeing ghosts right now.
Yeah, this is very simple. Steve Sarkisian needs to turn to Arch Manning right now.
Well, you got your wish. Quinn Ewers is on the sidelines, and Arch Manning is in.
It's Arch time.
Chris, Kirk, take it away.
You're all over it, Orlovsky. The crowd, a huge ovation as the redshirt freshman comes in the game. Looking to throw in his first play, and it's darted. Georgia pressured him heavy. It was Aguero in his star position.
Now, what does Glenn Schumann do to welcome Arch Manning into the game? Brings pressure off the edge. And again, that's what you do with Arch Manning. Athletic ability to get away from 11, get away from the pressure that Georgia's front's created.
Pressure off the edge, Kirk, and then Dan Jackson is all over the back. That wasn't going anywhere anyway. Now Wisner trying to turn the corner. It's been really tough to run the ball in Georgia so far. Picks up about 5, but still looking for their initial third down conversion. Interesting move here.
Yeah, it is. It is. And remember, we talked about this Texas offensive line as a real strength of theirs. When you were there watching Arch Manning get his shot, they go empty. They're going to bring the talented back into the backfield. Wisner.
How about this? You played 2.5 games, haven't played in a little while, though, and now you come in stone cold against this swarming defense. They heat up the pocket again, and Manning, although he's mobile, cannot escape. A flag comes down. Mykel Williams dragged him down just behind the line of scrimmage.
I think Mykel Williams got his hand up into the face of Arch Manning, may have grabbed the face mask.
Texas will take anything they can get right now.
Mykel Williams,
personal foul, face mask,
yeah.
Defense, number 13. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. It is first
Speaking of
down.
Georgia looking better, Michael Williams looks closer to being near 100%. The right hand got up and he had to stop. He wasn't going anywhere, but doesn't 13 look different?
Oh, my goodness.
He looks like a different guy than we've seen the last 3 weeks where he's been on a pitch count.
Just super talented, can be a game wrecker. Back healthy now. Punt fake for Manning, who steps up and fires low. Again, the pressure from Jalen Walker, who's just been a nightmare so far for Texas.
Yeah, and not only that, nobody blocks it. So when you don't get blocked because you're getting looks where he's hesitant here, so nobody picks him up. Back's on the other side. Back doesn't. He helps with a chip on the left, but you want to keep an eye on 11 and White. He's one of the best pass rushers in the sport.
There's a flinch. Boy, this Texas offensive line continues to be unsettled, very out of character. Only 6 sacks allowed in the season. Georgia's got 3 already. I mean, Kelvin Banks has given up a sack. That's a headline.
Number 56, 5-yard penalty. It is second down.
When you're consistently getting beaten for an entire half, your mind, you're not yourself. And it's time to right tackle Connor Williams. I mean, all the things that you do subconsciously, the communication, all that teamwork, the continuity, it's being challenged by this front from Georgia.
Man, fires complete. And catch is made there by Gunnar Helm. They involve the tight end for the first time here. Pick up 8. Still going to be third and about 6 here.
That's an area that I think Sark feels confident that Gunnar Helm or even a back like Weisner coming out of the backfield against the backers. You can win those matchups in the interior. It's tougher on the outside. A lot of man coverage, a lot of too high safety looks.
Dogs moving around pre-snap. They're going to bring pressure. This time it's picked up. Manning down the middle. Incomplete. Downfield throws are a strength of his. DeAndre Moore had a step, but it's 4th down.
Yeah, they showed the pressure on one side. They walked it up over here, and then the pressure actually ends up coming from over here. It's picked up pretty nicely. Helm helps out. The right tackle helps out. You can see the underneath crossers wide open, and instead he takes a shot downfield to DeAndre Moore.
So Sarkisian makes the quarterback change. Didn't really get a drive going. The face mask set him up, but Georgia rises up again, and this punt will bounce into the end zone. So Georgia has 2:55 and all 3 timeouts to work with before halftime. We have to wonder, was that a series to let Ewers take a breather on the sideline, check it out, or does he stay with Arch Manning from here on?
Yeah, well, I think you got to give him another series. If you make that move, you can't just give him one.
Ball on the edge. Love it. In space. Takes a hit. Knocked down a yard short of the marker by Michael Taft.
As much zone as Texas plays, when you have motion like this, you go from one. So look at the Texas secondary. No one moving. So he understands he's got to get the ball out there because look at that soft coverage. All you have is 11 Smith to make one block and then all that space.
2-minute timeout. Georgia will face a 3rd and 1 when you come back to Austin. Man, this was a festive environment. This one kicked off and these folks were stunned. Number 1 team in a 20-point hole, just trying to get to halftime and regroup.
I think everyone's in shock.
Except those who live inside the Georgia Bulldogs building. I think they expected this.
Yeah, of course.
Need a yard here to get this drive going. Etienne. No, he's not going to get there. Instant penetration by Alfred Collins. And Texas will get the football back here with a chance to get on the board before halftime.
I know Coach Saban's at home watching this game. He's going to love to see this right here by Collins. Watch him extend, use his hands, get off the block, and get some help from the inside there. What a job.
Ole got him too.
Yeah. Critical moment for the Texas defense. They come up with that stop on 3rd and short.
comes Arch Manning. Obviously, the son of Cooper Manning, older brother to Peyton and Eli, elite recruit. Came here, redshirted a year ago. Thought he might have his turn this time, but Ewers decided to come back, and it's been a very interesting relationship. Ewers has mentored him a little bit. Manning has also helped Ewers in some certain respects.
Yeah, absolutely.
Team believes in him, that's for sure. This is a quick baptism, though.
You're showing a lot of his passing. We keep talking about his athleticism. If he's going to bring him back, his legs will have to be a part of it.
Runs a lot more like his grandfather than his uncles, and there he goes on cue. Manning takes off. Those long strides out across the 40. Different component to this offense, huh?
Yeah, just talking about his legs, and the reason, not just that he's athletic and they're getting pressure, they're playing a lot of man-to-man. So when he gets away from an initial pass rush and surge, a lot of room for him to go.
Going on first down, checks it down to Jaden Blue. The crowd energy has just come to life. Obviously, Manning, everybody knows the pedigree. Everybody's excited about him. He's the new guy in town, and this crowd has been kind of waiting to see him in kind of in a big game.
Oh, yeah. Getting close to a minute here. Needs a little more urgency.
Has time, now runs out of it and flips it down to Blue, who's got some space, and he skips out of bounds. That's a first down at the Georgia 48.
Yeah, really good job. Nice composure from Arch Manning. Everything taken away downfield. Waits, though. He didn't panic. He didn't just jump out of the pocket. He worked through his progressions from that pocket and then finds his check down. Very well schooled. Remember, the tutelage of Sark in these 2-minute opportunities. He does a lot of this in these Thursday practices. It's not just Ewers taking those reps, so it could pay off in a big way here for Arch Manning if they can put points on the board.
Final minute. Pressure comes. Manning escapes on the run, trying to make something happen. Cannot get away from Jalen Walker.
Wait. Chris, instead of off the edge, he spies this guy again. He's an off-ball linebacker, really an edge player. Look at him waiting. Is he going to go? Is he going to go? It's a foot race. I got to beat him out there. I'm not going to. Look at the yardage he would have picked up if he got around him.
2nd and 21. Manning from the pocket. Ball comes loose. It's scooped up by Walker. Damon Wilson, who forced him out of the pocket in the previous play, knocks that loose, and Georgia with another takeaway. They'll review this to make sure that it was a fumble. Arm not coming forward.
What an incredible game for these edge defenders for Georgia. Both Wilson and Walker, they'll play middle linebacker, but they'll, in obvious passing situations, because of their twitch and quickness, they line them up on the edge from time to time, and well, you could see what Wilson could do. 6'4", 250. He and Walker having a field day on these pass rush situations.
Cannot overstate how shocked this Texas offensive line must be. 5 sacks given up. A couple of strip sacks by this Georgia defense. Now the Dogs, they've got a bunch of timeouts. 25 seconds before halftime. Pitch on the sidelines, catch made, and they'll spend a timeout right there. And it was Arian Smith. Pitch to Smith, and he's going to be trapped right there. The clock ticking down, 7-6. They don't get it stopped, and Kirby's going to let it run down and spend that timeout and bring out the field goal team. What an incredible first half for this Georgia defense. Jalen Walker, Kirk, has 7 tackles, 3 sacks, recovered a fumble. Dalen Everett has 2 takeaways by himself.
Right. Yeah. And Texas has 38 yards of offense in this first half.
I don't even think Kirby thought it would be this dominant. I mean, I think he thought his team was ready. He was all business before the game. His team was too.
Interesting halftime for Texas. What they do, how they adjust, and what they do at quarterback.
I agree. Peyton Woodring trying to make it a 23-point halftime deficit for the #1 team. All three phases for Georgia solid. They allowed 22 first-half points in their first 6 games this season. Georgia 23 tonight. Let's get the reaction. But a stunning first 30 minutes in Austin, Texas. 23-0. The Dogs barking and dominating. Halftime report coming up. You're watching the SEC on ABC. And welcome back to the SEC on ABC. Saturday Night Football presented by Capital One. And the locals here in Austin stunned by what they've seen. Georgia's defense bringing out the sledgehammers, pounding Texas's offense. 38 total yards. Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit back with you. Longhorns have the football, and Quinn Ewers is back at quarterback. Your reaction to Sarkisian's decision to go back with the veteran?
Oh, we were talking at the break about which quarterback do you go with. And I did say go back to Quinn Ewers. And face it, this is not a quarterback. One's good and one's bad. This is about an offensive line that's getting whipped by Georgia's defensive front. So the message is go back to your original plan. You got to have confidence in your offensive line. You got to run the football. I mean, this whole offense is predicated upon the ability to run the ball.
How about this? Georgia tried a little squib kick, maybe to try to steal a possession here. Instead, they've given Ewers a Texas possession at the 45.
Penny did a pretty good job of getting his hand on the ball, actually, and bringing it in.
And David Bend is a linebacker, but shows the good hands.
You got a manageable third down. Most of their third downs have been third down and long, so they're 0 for 7. You got a shot here.
Talking about one of the biggest games in the history of this 100-year-old stadium, and it's one of the worst offensive halves in Texas history. Trying to run for it, pitch on the edge. Weisner falls forward and does appear to have first down yardage.
Yeah, he's right there. That was good, hard running because C.J. Allen was right there. He had to try to run through him. It looks like they may mark this maybe a half a yard short.
They spotted it back short of the Georgia 45, so offense out there needing about the length of a football.
You don't have the most athletic quarterback. You know, it's always safe to get under center, sneak it when it's, I mean, you're looking at 4 or 5 inches. This is really tight. Instead, they're going to be in that pistol.
Take it to Weisner around the end. It's Wingo, and he will break free. Wingo's so dangerous. He's had 2 explosive runs this season on the end around, averaging 40 yards a crack, enough to get the 6 going.
Gutsy call by Sark because watch, Tyron Ingram Dawkins, 93, right there, had him short, grabs onto the shoulder pad and just unable to bring him down. Good tough run there by the true freshman. So they do pick up the first down.
It's a real big man trying to bring down a fast guy. So now first down inside the Georgia 40. Fake it to Weisner. Ewers across the middle, and the catch is made by Matthew Golden, and he's down to the 15. Dogs crowding the line of scrimmage. Ewers has time. End zone broken up. And a flag comes in. K.J. Bolden, the freshman, was covering Matthew Golden.
He grabbed onto his arm. I think that's what the officials saw. He's trying to separate and pull away from the
Pass
freshman.
Defense.
4. Watch this, a little hesitation. Now right there, he kind of tugs on that arm.
First down.
So first and goal to 2 after the penalty. Bill Amania, you like that call of pass interference?
Yes, sir. It was a good, it's an arm grab there that restricted the receiver. Good call.
It was a lifeline for Texas, though. It's Bond in motion. He's been held in check tonight. They look to him this time, and Isaiah Bond will score. And Texas is on the board and still alive. They'll go for 2 here, you would think. He's not doing hook 'em horns. He's saying, let's try to cut this lead 23-8.
It's just good to see Bond healthy and able to play. Here's the AT&T clicker. He's right here. Watch the different motion. Now he goes back the other way, and now it's great job by the defender being slow to react to that motion going back. Remember the big Super Bowl that you saw a play like this happen. So good job of getting him out of position by utilizing that pre-snap movement.
Bond from Buford, Georgia, knows a lot of these dogs, and they know him very well because he heard him when he was in Alabama. Let's go for Dos, brought to you by Dos Equis. And into the end zone, it's caught. So Bond gets a touchdown, adds the two-pointer, and it is a 15-point game now, early third.
And not only do you get the points, but you energize the crowd. You get them to believe with 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. So the touchdown, when they get him out of position, using that motion that Sark is very well known for to try to create favorable matchups. And then the two-pointer, another well-designed play. Coverage takes away it underneath, opens up behind for the two-pointer.
2 penalties helping the drive, too. Quick third down.
We're so enamored and caught up in Texas being down. What are they going to do offensively with their play calling? How are they going to? What does Georgia do working with the lead? We saw what they did when they were down 30-7 in Tuscaloosa. They fought back. Now you're playing with the lead. You want to continue to be aggressive, continue to do what you've done to build this lead.
It's Lovett motioning out. Bell is to the right. They get it underneath instead to Smith. And the speedster able to bolt forward for a first down before Alfred Collins knocked him down. Fresh bodies on the Texas front. Frazier is the back. They fake it to him. Back rolling and scanning. And it ducks down because Anthony Hill was coming at him in a hurry. Good move to get down there, Mr. Peck.
Yeah. Well, the end result is him going underneath it. But what you want to watch is the coverage. It's a levels concept. And you have these 3 receivers here. Actually, they're a little bit too close together, but nobody, just nowhere to throw the football. So could have thrown that away and saved a few yards. Instead, he eats it.
Goes down as a short sack behind the sticks on second down. And now a slant, dangerous play because Jahdae Barron, who's already got one tonight, kind of jumped the route.
Well, he kept his eyes on the quarterback from the very beginning. Good job at time. Look at his eyes already. He's watching the quarterback more than he is the receiver. The receiver's in his peripheral vision. Boy, his versatility for this defense has been money. Uses his hand, uses the body to get around Bell, and then knock that away. That was beautiful.
McConaughey's down there with the crowd trying to make it hard on 3rd and 12. Back pocket collapses around him. He throws another ball into traffic. It's broken up by Michael Taft, the safety, and Texas gets a stop.
That's back-to-back plays by this secondary. Barron on the first one, and this time by Taft, the former walk-on. Watch his job here of just kind of feeling this, and then jump that. If he doesn't allow himself to trust his instincts and get downhill, that's a completion. Perfectly timed up by the safety.
With the long punt and the penalty, Georgia netted 60 on that. Now a downfield shot, and fighting back to make the catch is Matthew Golden, and they are pinned deep no more.
They went after Julian Humphrey one-on-one. Sark must have challenged these receivers, and I'll tell you, the one guy that's answering the bell is Matthew Golden. All about the line of scrimmage for Texas. Can they win it?
Trying to set up a block for Wisner, who's got a little crease, makes a cut. It's a better run than he had the entire first half. Starks got him down, but he picked up 10. They're in Dogs territory.
Here's the counter play. You and I saw a lot in Dallas at the Cotton Bowl last week.
We're wired together after, I don't know how many years it's been, 28. Momentum's the key word. You said it in the first half. It's a powerful thing, isn't it? We've seen it so much in this sport this season, and Texas is starting to build it right now as Jaden Blue breaks a tackle. Jaden Blue banging off people. First down at the Georgia 35.
How about that? A little stiff arm after he shook him. There's the motion. There's again. Let's try to get a matchup that we like. Get the ball out in space. Watch his shake. Inside, back out. Stiff arm. Sit him down. First down.
Trying to run for, they get nothing. Drop for a loss. Wisner by Nazir Stackhouse and Chaz Chambliss.
But when you don't have a quarterback who's a threat, watch this and this. Not even a concern about that being pulled out. So you're able to collapse on that run game.
This time they need 6 on 4th down. Kurt got to get to the 24. Plenty of time on the play clock. They just turned off the headset communication to yours. From the pocket, slant, and it's incomplete. Beautifully broken up by Julian Humphrey, who wanted a pick. Stepped right in front of Isaiah Bond, and the Dogs get a stop.
He had Matthew Golden to the right if he would have looked that way. Golden with his hands up in the air just because he got inside leverage and had his man beat. Watch this route right here. Man coverage, pulls away, had a shot, much better shot to the right than the left. So Georgia gets the ball back.
ETN far, they pip it instead to Smith, and he's wrestled down behind the line. Barron Sorrell said, I want some tape too. He loses 6.
Well, this guy's playing 6'4", 260 off the edge, just an awareness of anytime there's motion coming his way, that ball could be into the hands of Smith. He was ready for it. There's a great look at it right there. He saw it right away. It's got good length. It's a big 3rd down.
It sure is. The clock bleeding away here in the 3rd quarter. Texas very, very eager to get the football back. Brings some pressure against Beck, who stands and delivers on the sideline. It's intercepted. Picked up by Barron. Catch back. John A. Barron still alive. Dragged down at the 9. There is a flag on the field back in the secondary, so hold on.
I wonder if Smith, it got tied up. Did Smith push, or is it defensive holding, as Kirby's saying? Definitely contact at the top of that route.
Matt Leffler talking about it. Kirby's pretty confident it was a hold and negate what would have been an enormous electric takeaway by Barron, as another guy's had a great game.
I can't wait for Bill to take a peek at this one to see at the top of the route if it's defensive
Pass
holding
interference.
or offensive.
Number 7. The ball be placed at the spot of foul with an automatic first down.
So instead of Texas football 1st and goal, Georgia's going to be set up out across the 40. They're showing the replay.
Bill, the top of the route, you tell me. There's contact both ways.
Oh, no, come on. Really?
All right, here's what I got.
Hold.
The defender has a right to get in front of him. I don't see him holding him. I see the offensive player as much attacking him.
It was
possible OPI.
They're both kind of going at each other. I just don't know how you make that call, but it goes against Texas, so take that away from the Horns having that big turnover. Georgia keeps the ball with the first down.
Someone has shown their displeasure in a stupid way by throwing a beer can on the field. That's an enormous call, and I don't know about that at all.
I don't either. Sark doesn't usually get that animated, but man, this is a huge call. Contact both ways. Both guys looking at the football. The entire
the students are now raining bottles down there. This is unfortunate. This is going to delay the game. That's the student section down there in the corner. They're not going to win the Taco Bell contest at this rate.
No.
But I tell you, look, these guys have a tough job, especially on these plays on the edge. But calls like that can influence outcomes. Sarkisian down there pleading with them to stop doing that. There are hundreds of water bottles in that end zone. Somebody did it early, and then there was just a whole bunch of copycats.
Sark's all the way over the 10-yard line, telling them to chill out.
Doing a good job getting a whole bunch of folks involved in cleaning up the end zone.
That call will be talked about no matter how this game ends. Because I don't know. I'm glad, Bill, you're up here, because I don't know how you make a call where both guys at the top of a route kind of go into each other. I guess I've always been taught by you and others, as long as the defender's head is turned to the football, he has the right to the ball as much as the receiver.
He does.
Like his head was there.
And there's more restriction on the offensive receiver to avoid initiating contact. And he didn't do that. He had a chance to step right, left, spin around.
There's Smith going. He extends the arms. Barron kind of just holding up. The ball is thrown right to him. And again, this is going to be first and goal about the 10-yard line.
Look at that. Right there. Wow.
Kirby Smart brought his team off the bench away from the fans. Maybe some bottles getting thrown in that direction as well. And you're right, Sarkisian is rarely this animated and fired up to the officials.
He's looking up at that video. They've shown it a few times.
Georgia's going to have the football at the 44 with a first down. Texas was on the doorstep to make this perhaps a one-score game. The SEC is a reputation as being a conference where contact on the edge is tolerated. It's a very physical conference. The defensive backs play it physically. And there was, you said, a potential restriction. Could have been called against Georgia on the previous play. They got the stop. Fourth down.
Are they talking about the bottles right now being thrown on the field? And are they trying to get the... Bill, what do you think this discussion's about?
It could be a discussion about that. Personally, I'd leave it alone. You're going to have things like this happen once in a great while. Leave it alone, move on with the game.
There was no defensive pass interference.
Oh, my goodness.
The ball will be at the 9-yard line.
Kirby Smart did not believe it. So Bill Lamagna, a discussion. They have changed their call, which is an enormous moment in this game.
Yeah.
Are you surprised they changed it, Bill?
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'd like to know how it came about, who stepped up, who came in to talk about it, because it's not reviewable. It would have to be an on-field decision.
Now they
took a while to do that.
No, we saw them talking. We didn't know, was this about where the ball's located after all the action? I knew Kirby. I knew this would light his fuse.
How could it not?
Yeah.
You had the call go your way. Yeah. And now his defense has to go out there, and Texas is going to be set up at the 9-yard line.
However it happened, I mean, you and I, we're just here to watch football. We don't care who wins or loses. But I think all three of us saw it as being objective, that it was a clean play by the defender.
Well, I agree. I think the call, the correct call was eventually made. But how they got there was very interesting.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, the thing that matters the most is getting the call right.
Here we go, Texas now. Kirby Smart's got to get composed and get his defense trying to make a stop here. Converted the last time. Ewers pressured immediately and slung down by Michael Williams, who his little sap dance. Been a monster tonight.
Boy, it's just great to see him healthy. Such a difference maker. Just off the edge. You know, you're talking about one of the elite players in this Georgia defense, and it's just now you're starting to see from the injury early in the year to him getting healthy. Nobody picked him up.
Unblocked Kirk on a slow developing play.
Yeah.
I mean, now second and goal. Ball back at the 17. Play clock at 4. Ewers. Cross the middle, caught, touchdown Texas. Jaden Blue. Momentum in burnt orange. The controversial reversal of what we think was a correct call sets Texas up. And what a rout.
The answer from Sark at halftime was, hey, we got to win on the inside. They had two safeties back. They're man-to-man. It's tough. We don't have the time with the protection. Let's get our backs on these linebackers.
Quarterback's thrown 3 picks, Kirk. What do you do here if you're Mike Bobo on 3rd and long? And this place is rocking.
Quick throw. Something simple.
Jones is the back. Texas brings pressure again. Beck has time, delivers a throw, and wide open is Smith. That's a huge route by the top receiver on this team. And first down out across the 30. Picked up 21 yards.
It's also a good job by the offensive line, giving him enough time. How about Smith? Been criticized at times because of his drops. Here, in a big moment in this game, great route, comes back to the ball, makes that catch, all hands.
That was clutch. And quarterback and receiver. Final minute of the quarter now. Jones reverse. This is Lovett coming around. Back to the quarterback. Flea flicker. Oscar Delp, the tight end, is rambling free. What a two-play sequence. Georgia is threatening now. Woo! 43 more.
Good job of the delay here. Kind of waits, and then sneaks down that backfield, or sneaks down that left sideline, and nobody saw him. A defender waited for a moment and then just assumed he was out of the play, and he's timed that up perfectly to get down that sideline for the throw.
It's third and long. They're going to punt the ball away, and in sudden 2 plays, Georgia threatening to stretch the lead now. Frazier is the back. He's got it, running sideways and dragged down after a short gain as the final seconds tick away in a pretty frantic third quarter. Texas scores 15 to make it an 8-point game. You're not going anywhere. Fourth quarter from Austin is coming up after this message on a word from your local ABC stations. You're watching the SEC on ABC.
Crazy. Fireworks.
Good stuff here.
Thrones.
Game opposite. Not what it used to be.
McConaughey down there throwing the forearm shimmy.
What a response, though, by Beck in Georgia. Let's see if they can get momentum back and create points here. Etienne is the back. They fake it to him. Long throw to the far sideline. Bell's got it. Cuts back. First down at the 14. Strong arm throw.
Big throw. Great move after the catch by Dylan Bell. Longhorn down. Kuba.
Beck throws it back in a screen. It's bobbled and caught. And a flag comes in on the tackle there. Sorrell tackling Dylan Bell.
Yeah, we've seen a couple face masks go against the Georgia defense, and this one now will go against Texas.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 8, half the distance, automatic, first down.
Said 80 means 80.
Yeah, 88 running to the football, right hand gets up. You know, Bell, you said he kind of bobbled that. He was able to secure it. Down inside the 7.
Georgia trying to punch this back in, get the lead back up to 15. Etienne, no, keeper by Beck. And he's knocked down at the 1. The whole defense like swarmed to number 1. Beck kept the football. Benda saved the touchdown, but they're on the doorstep.
Yeah, Trey Moore collapsed down. Heck of a job of saving that play. They've not done that all night. Good time to run it.
Line up quickly. This time Etienne does plow toward, reaches the ball. They'll mark him short. Etienne going for the hat trick. Third rushing touchdown tonight. Taft stopped him just short. 3rd and goal now.
Yeah, he ran into the back of his own man, Oscar Delp.
We're rolling on the field where the player was short of the line of the game. The previous play is under further review.
Going to see if perhaps he stretched the ball across the plane before going down. I think he might have. Kirby Smart's.
He said that's a touchdown. Come on off, guys. That's a touchdown. He's confident that he got across. It's really about the knees if they touch before the ball gets across. Watch his legs. That's a touchdown.
He reached out, ball in the right hand, appeared to break the plane before he hit the ground.
Kirby was right. Come on off the field, boys. I think he broke the plane. But first replay I saw, Chris and I saw, it looked pretty obvious. Anything that's standing out to you why this is taking so long?
No, after review, the ruling on the field stands.
Wow.
It's 3rd down.
Wow.
I'm surprised for the 2nd time tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really felt that the ball coming straight down, there's a part of the ball that just as he's starting to hit the ground, he's over the goal line. I'm surprised by that stance.
It's only about a football length away from the goal line, maybe a little bit longer. See if Beck gets up under center. He will. He may try to just shove the quarterback across. You got a couple of tight ends lined up behind him. And Beck, at 220 pounds, leans forward. No signal yet.
At the top, they're already marking it.
It's fourth down. Wow, he thought for sure. Big, tall quarterback, two tight ends behind him. He could get a foot and a half there.
Lowest man wins. His helmet got across, but the football never got across. Good job of getting down underneath that Georgia offensive line. Alfred Collins in there. Lole.
Couple of 300-pounders. Fourth down, big moment. Play clock at 3. And touchdown, ETN barrels forward. And now does have the hat trick of rushing touchdowns. And Georgia with a tremendous 89-yard, 11-play drive.
Jurasek 84 with a pretty good block here, but there's not a lot of movement. Push there. Now you follow the guard who's pulling around 56 there. Micah Morris. Yeah. That's right. But look at the leg drive, the determination there by the back, ETN, to get that ball across and finally give Georgia that touchdown.
Loudly. Ewers from the pocket, flips it across the middle, and going back to make the catch is Matthew Golden, who's suddenly become the go-to guy for the Longhorns. Got 19 there.
And a flag in it after the tackle.
Did they hit him?
Dan Jackson came in there. And we'll see if it's helmet to helmet. I mean, he nailed him.
He's known as a big hitter, a veteran, fifth-year senior.
I think he lowers the head. That's the reaction from the crowd.
Golden slow to get up.
That's to protect not just the receiver, but the defender as much. Look at that.
Personal foul.
Textbook.
Targeting using the crown of the helmet. Number 17. That play is under further review.
Jackson's the guy who's really been on a run. He made some key plays in that comeback in Alabama when they turned things around. The offensive fireworks got some attention, but the defense made some big plays.
Is confirmed.
Jackson made some of them.
Number 17 is disqualified from the contest. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Played really well the last couple of games. Now he steps out, as you said, one of the key quarterbacks. That secondary gone.
That's big. To the top of your screen.
Fake it to Wisner. Ewers down the middle, lofts it into space and over the head of the speedy Ryan Wingo. Kind of tried to throw it to his spot. Wingo couldn't get there.
Well, he had to because he was getting pressured by Ingram Dawkins. If they pick up this block, it's Gunnar Helm who's got a really tough job. He's here. He's coming over here to try to make a block right here. That's a tough thing to do against one of their better pass rushers. If he makes that block, that is a big play waiting to happen behind that secondary. Aguero, number 8.
It's a big play here. They figure they got 2 plays to get the 7 yards. Have yet still to convert on third down tonight. 0 for 9. Ewers has plenty of time for once. Now runs out of it, flips it down. Wisner trying to get there. Takes a huge shot. KJ Bolden, who's in for Jackson, came and delivered the shot to deny the first down. It's fourth down.
How about that? We've seen true freshmen all over the field. There's Dan Jackson, so Bolden, the freshman, steps up. I knew he was a great athlete. I knew he could cover. I didn't know he could come up like this in this big a game.
He also made contact with the helmet there.
He did.
They're not so far slowing it down to take a look at that play.
Wow.
In the meantime, a crucial fourth down for Texas. And a flinch. Are you surprised, Bill, that the booth didn't buzz down to check that play out for targeting?
No question, it's suspect. I think the booth probably had a good look at it and said they weren't going to be able to confirm their own decision.
So this is a
false start.
Key penalty against Texas.
Number 85, 5-yard penalty.
It's Gunnar Helm.
It is fourth down.
Gunnar Helm is the tight end we just were talking about. He's here. But what you want to watch is the Georgia defensive line. It gets linemen all the time. They move together, and you get a flinch by the offensive side. It's almost like a designed play by the defensive front.
I think Banks moved too, Kirk, on the left side.
Yeah. Got a safety back here in Starks to help.
Blue is the back. Dogs crowding the line. Don't bring pressure. Ewers has time. Ball knocked out of his hand. No ruling. It's recovered by Cameron Wilson, and it's a takeaway. Michael Williams knocked the ball out of Ewers' hands again. They get to the quarterback and knock it loose, and the Dogs take over up 15.
Now, this is just textbook play by a defensive end. Using his hands. Look at his face of determination. That ball is definitely out before his hand comes forward. Man, he is a difference maker when he is healthy. The line of scrimmage has been a difference favoring Georgia most of this game, especially the edge pressure. Jalen Walker, Michael Williams, Ingram Dawkins, all winning tonight at different times.
And that's a fourth turnover for Ewers. The 2 interceptions. He's lost 2 fumbles. Savage shoulder pads being worn there. That's a healthy game wrecker, and he makes a difference. He's been on a pitch count. Hasn't really played except for the occasional pass rush the last couple of games. Fake it to Frazier. Back on the move. Incomplete. Oscar Delp was not ready for the ball.
This is just worth looking again. The Georgia fans been waiting for this, to see him healthy and able to be able to make these kind of plays. Watch him come off the edge. So sudden. Hands. Oh, that's a Mel Kiper tape that you'll see when he's ready to come out and play at the next level. That was just domination against a first round, some say a top 10 pick in Kelvin Banks at left tackle.
It's been a tough night for Kelvin Banks, one he's never really experienced in his Texas career. It's a Sunday versus Sunday type talent matchup on that side. And now Beck down the middle. It's just dropped, flat out dropped there by London Humphreys. 3rd and 10 now.
Yeah, opened up nicely. Love that Mike Bobo is the play caller and offensive coordinator, still foot on the gas, trying to get plays open. Designed that perfectly with 3 receivers into the boundary. Humphreys just unable to secure that. I think he started to look at the inside where he might be taking a hit instead of catching a football.
This would be a missed opportunity for Georgia to get the takeaway. Good field position. 3rd and 10 here. They've spent exactly 9 seconds on this drive. Beck looking to launch, now looking to check it down, and that was a poor 3-play sequence. Cash Jones goes down to grab it, but they're going to give the football right back to Texas.
Yeah, the only thing that could happen on that 3rd down is Jones made the catch, kept the ball in bounds, and the clock keeps moving for Georgia. But yeah, the drop pass there by Humphreys gave Texas some life to get them to 3rd down. I mean, you need a touchdown on this drive.
Clock continues to run. 2 needed on this 3rd down. Still searching for their first conversion tonight. Looking to throw for it. And they finally get one. Wingo on the crosser picks up 3. Brought down by Humphrey. And it's now 1 for 11. Across the middle, Helm makes the catch. Gunnar Helm galloping. That big, long-legged tight end is into Georgia territory before Starks got him down. Picked up 23.
What a move here by the big fella. He does a nice job. A lot of space. Linebackers running out. They fell with the play action. Look, how about that nimble move? That guy's 6'5", moving like that.
One of the holdovers, the Tom Herman era recruit. There's a handful of them left on this team. Down the middle, almost intercepted. Should have been. It was right in the hands. It was Raylan Wilson.
Boy, Quinn Ewers just stared his target down. There's been some openings inside that defense, over the linebackers, between them, but this time it was closed. Wilson just read the eyes, and those eyes took him right to that interception, and he just drops it.
Wynn got away with one there. From the pocket into traffic. Shot delivered on Wisner by Jonel Aguero. And it's going to be third down. 80 Bryce for that short gain.
Heavy substitutions for Kirby Smart. Glenn Schumann able to get the personnel on the field, which is so important for all defenses, but especially the style of defense that Kirby Smart and Schumann run. They're going to show a lot of pressure. Now the question is, are they going to bring it? Are they showing it and getting out of it?
And they've stopped play before this third down. Could not hear what Matt Leffler was saying.
Look at targeting.
I think they're looking at the hit to see if he came in with the crown of the helmet.
All right, Bill, let's get your initial thought on this. Aguero hit Wisner in the chest, but he used his own crown of the helmet.
It's about lowering. It doesn't matter. Again, it's helmet to helmet, Bill. It's the crown.
Yeah, and I don't use the term helmet to helmet because helmets can't hit.
Yeah.
But that defender drops his head, and that's the indicator there, and he's coming in with forcible contact. So if that's the crown, and it appears it is, targeting.
Well, if it's rule targeting, that would be a second Georgia player this quarter to be ejected from the game, and it's going to set Texas up with a first down. Instead of third and long, it would be first down inside the 30.
After review, it is targeting against number 8 on the defense. That's a 15-yard penalty will result in the first down. Number 8 is disqualified.
These guys have a bye week, but the game after that is Florida and Jacksonville. So both those guys, Jackson and Aguero, would be unable to play in the first half of that Florida game.
So
it's a four-man rush and incomplete. High over the middle for Blue, who is pretty well covered. And now down 15. Field goal doesn't do you a whole lot of good. Offense stays out there on 4th and 12.
Yep. Obviously got to go for it here. This is where you get a little bit deep maybe on that play sheet. Find a play where you feel that you can win. Probably going to see man coverage. Got to give viewers enough time. You need a play that's going to take some time to develop.
Absolutely crucial for the cause of the #1 team here. Pressure comes. Backpedaling across the middle. Catch made, but short of the first down. Wingo had to come back to the football and fell down a couple yards short, and Georgia takes over.
They brought 6. Some movement late. We'll take a peek here at the AT&T clicker. You know, when the ball's about to be snapped, you got 3 down linemen. Right before the ball gets snapped, movement late, effective communication, and you get a man free. Ewers, all he could do is backpedal out of that and throw it before the pressure from Ingram Dawkins gets to him.
That was a slip.
Yeah, and he just didn't get enough on it to allow that freshman to catch it. He had about 2 or 3 more yards he had to get to.
Oh my gosh, says Sarkisian. So Texas moved it 61 yards. Used 4 minutes, come up empty. Still a 2-score game. And now Georgia hoping to run that chew the clock offense. Hands it to Frazier for about 5.5. Katie?
Yeah, guys, Georgia's O-line coach Stacy Searles told his group between series, you're in better shape, you're mentally tough, you're built for this, be physical, get us a long drive here to finish this thing off.
That's what you want your O-line to do, man. This is the position that you lean on these big guys. This is why they train, and
they've had a great game.
Clock. This big win on the road is going to be theirs.
Yeah, this offensive line as a unit has had a great game, and it's fitting for Stacy Searles to give him that speech before they go out there in this 4-minute offense, just trying to work this clock.
ETN, heavy traffic. He's going to be brought down in the middle of that line. Longhorns crowding the line Perhaps looking for a run here on 3rd and 4, but Beck is on the move to throw. He's pressured, steps back, tries to scramble for it, and Carson Beck moves the chains with his legs. An enormous play by the quarterback, and Georgia keeps the football. Wow.
How about that? You know, he is a great athlete, a great baseball player in his days, and he's just keeping his play alive. I don't think he thought he had room. Once he came back to the left, he saw a crease. And that is a huge play for Georgia, not just to get that first down, but the obvious part, just keep working that clock now.
You got big Alfred Collins in the air, faked him out, and then a terrific job weaving back, got a couple of blocks. And now they go back to feed Etienne, and first down about 3 more. 9. Etienne keeps it simple, but breaks a couple tackles, still running, and is brought down right near the marker where they spot it. It looks like he's short. On that far sideline, David Benda was right there. Etienne spotted short of the first down.
He's short, but this run, kind of a microcosm of the night for Etienne and for Georgia. That play looked like it was going to be stopped near the line of scrimmage, and he fought through a couple arm tackles and then fought to try to get that extra half yard.
No surprise, Kirk, that Georgia O-lineman lobbying for Kirby to go for it here, just finish the game right here. They're going to review this. They're reviewing it right now in the booth to see if maybe Etienne did get that first down. Of course, it's a combination where the ball goes out of bounds on that sideline. I don't know if I see enough here, Bill, to change the spot on the field. This angle won't show where the ball crossed beyond the sideline. This is maybe a better look. It's almost a case where you've got to combine 2 different angles.
Exactly. If you take and do that, they're synced together. You get the spot where the ball is when he's down or out of bounds.
I think it's where the ball was when it went sideways beyond that sideline. Did it cross that 41-yard line where the marker is? There's the verdict.
The ruling on the field stands. It's 4th down.
So not enough to change the spot on the field. See if they snap it. They do. Etienne, no, nothing. He is stopped short. The clock will stop with a change of possession, and that gamble does not work. Etienne, a great night. He had nowhere to go off that left side, and Texas takes over inside the Georgia 40. See if Sarkisian right away takes a shot downfield. Ewers, as said, backpedaling and just has to heave it into the bench. In fact, he threw it up and almost was picked off there, drifting back into coverage and getting his hands on the ball was Chris Cole, one of those guys who's stepped in with secondary shorthanded tonight.
Yeah, my reaction to that is that Kirby Smart is confident in his approach, believes in his guys. What great effort there to go up and almost come up with that one-handed interception by Cole. The other thing is he trusts his defense.
Ewers again flips it short. Now makes the catch, but is stopped. Thought he was in the field to play, and it's going to be a clock stoppage for the 2-minute timeout. So Texas on the move, but still facing a huge 15-point deficit with 2 minutes to go. Pressure comes, it's picked up. Ewers hesitates. Trying to make something happen and just flings it. 50-50 ball. And Gunnar Helm goes up and makes the catch.
He went over top of Everett, and that's the beauty when you have a tight end as a security blanket at 6'5". Look at that coverage. I mean, Everett's right there. He's 6'1", the big tight end. Power forward goes up and makes the play on that football.
I like that power forward from the 15 to the end zone. Almost intercepted. He tried to find DeAndre Moore, threw it behind him. All different guys on Georgia coming in there. Ja'Cory Thomas, backup star in for Aguero. Chris Cole is out there.
It looked like he was throwing to Moore, but you could also said maybe Gunnar Helm, who was coming across and lost his footing and went down. He was kind of coming into that same area before he fell. Minute 20 out of timeouts, 3rd and 6.
Jog's not really lined up. Ewers, jump ball, try to get it to Wingo, broken up by Julian Humphrey. And it's going to be 4th down and 6. Texas again down to one play they got to have.
Wingo's got the size at 6'2" to get up and get that football, but tight coverage by Humphrey, who's also a pretty big corner. I like where Ewers put that football to give him a chance.
Dogs need one stop here to secure the win. Rush comes. Ewers, desperation fling, fitting ending to this ball game. Georgia's pass rush pressure, the dominant story all night. It was Chaz Chambliss that time, and the Dogs are going to come to Austin and knock off number 1.
Just incredible depth by this defense. If it's not one guy, it's the next. Walker, Mikael Williams, Ingram Dawkins, Chaz Chambliss at a critical point in this game to secure a victory for Georgia. Just a group effort. Secondary played well. Front played well. They pressured the quarterback all night. Kirby's got to be fired up, and I know he is proud, he and Glenn Schumann, of that defensive performance here in Austin.
Yeah, it's been some highly vocal, salty practices in Athens on the defensive side. The game against Alabama, getting the lead, then giving it up in that amazing play to Williams. They didn't exactly shut down Mississippi State last time out. Gave up some big plays, but what a performance, Kirk. They hold Texas and Sarkisian's high-powered offense to 259 yards, 7 sacks of the quarterback, and 4 takeaways. That's a heck of a report card.
Yeah, unbelievable. And now you look at the SEC standings, it is going to be a wide open race, with Texas now dropping their first loss of the season, conference play. Look at this, A&M 4-0, LSU still unbeaten. They play together next week. What a game that is at Kyle Field. And then look at these teams with one loss.
Yeah, the usual suspects: Tennessee, Texas, Missouri, Vanderbilt, at 2-1. It's going to be a wild race. It's going to come down to it. Yeah. Texas far from eliminated. Obviously, a long way to go. Just as Georgia wasn't knocked out by their one loss in Tuscaloosa. But this one will sting, because they were sort of sitting there, the focal point of the sport. You know, number 1, they're coming in here, feeling great about themselves, have just hammered their rival in Dallas. Really dominant on both sides of the ball. We knew this would be by far their biggest test. Just not up to it. Nice moment between the veteran quarterbacks there. And let's go to Katie with Kirby Smart.
Thanks, Chris. Kirby, you've been in these battles. How do you know how to get the best out of your players when you need it most?
You know, these players get the best out of me. And I'm so proud of these guys, because nobody believed. Nobody gave us a chance. Your whole network doubted us. Nobody believed us. And then they tried to rob us with calls in this place. And these guys are so resilient. You know what I mean? We talked about intent. What was our intent when we walked on the field? Our intent was not to take pictures, not to do all the superstar stuff. Our intent, our intent was to eat. Our intent was to come eat and be hungry. I'm not interested in all the bells and whistles. What I want is a team that fights their ass off, and they did tonight.
Speaking of the call that was changed in the 3rd quarter, what did you think of the composure you saw from Carson Beck in your offense?
I thought Carson had great composure all day. He had 4 drops to start the game. It didn't rattle the kid. He threw interceptions. It didn't rattle the kid. The guy's a great player. He takes undue criticism, and all he does is lead our team. This was a team victory, offense, defense, special teams, in a tough place to play.
So much was made about their explosive offense coming into the game. How much pride do you have in the way your defense performed tonight?
Our defense was embarrassed the week before, but we really played really well. So when you play really well and you still get embarrassed, we were able to get their attention, and I thought they woke up and played really hard today.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Go Dogs. Go Dogs. Go Dogs.
Your network doubted him, Kirk.
I didn't make the pick. But everybody, I believe, on College Game Day picked Texas. Yeah. There was all week talking about Texas. What we were reminded tonight as a sport is Georgia, despite what happened in Tuscaloosa, is still Georgia. They still recruit. They still develop. They still have incredible pride, and they felt slighted. And when you make a football team collectively feel slighted, they're going to bring the fastball, and that's what they did. They played with a chip on their shoulder, and we learned tonight when they play like that, it'll be a hard team to knock out.
It's been a long time since they've been underdogs. I don't think they really needed picks against them on College Game Day to get motivated. They know how to do that well. And
you know how that
it was in play.
Yeah, it was in play. Pat singing.
No, I mean, revenge was all of it was in play. Their defense
doubted
was awesome.
on the road. How you going to do it? Whatever it takes, and it worked. Congrats to Georgia. What a win.
They've had some great defensive performances in recent years. This one ranks right up there. It was fun in Austin. Bill Pennell produced it. Jimmy Platt, a gamer, playing here, directed the game. For Katie and Holly and Kirk, Chris saying so long from Austin, except on the West Coast. Stay tuned for your local news or most of these ABC stations. Dogs come to Austin. Knock off number 1, 30-15.
Thank you for watching this presentation of the Southeastern Conference on ABC.